Okay, so if we have point slope, we're obviously going to be given a point which will be an ordered pair, so that's going to be x1, y1. And then we are also going to be given a slope. And last week we had different names for slope, but the letter that represents slope is M. And so when I write something in point slope form, it is going to be y minus y1 equals M times the quantity x minus x1. So that lines up. And your ordered pair xy lines up. Okay, so you need things you need to look out for or be careful for. The x1, y1, y goes with y, so your y1 goes with your y variable, your x1 goes with your x variable, okay? And the other thing is these will not always be subtraction signs, okay? It's whatever's the opposite of your ordered pair, okay? So we will discuss that as we move forward, and I'll write that over here so you don't have to reflect back.
So I got a question.
Yep.
How do we get the y1 and the x1?
They will be given to you.
No, I mean, how do we get the y and the x?
This y and this x, those will be your variables.
What you mean?
You have in order to graph a line, you have to have an x variable and a y variable.
So, like, basically, like, with the number, it's like, if we find it, it's going to be the one that's y, it's going to be where it's graphed at on the thing.
Yes. Okay, so number 1 says slope of 4. That means that's m. The word slope goes for m in your equation. Okay? The point 1, 5 is your ordered pair. So this is x1, y1. And if I'm going to write the equation, all I have to do is substitute that value in. Okay? So all point slope equations will be y. And now I'm going to find y1. And y1 is 5. So I'm going to take the opposite of whatever my ordered pair is. So what's the opposite of 5? So minus 5 equals slope, or m, so that's 4, parenthesis, x, and then what's the opposite of positive 1? Minus 1. And there's your equation for your line. You're not solving yet. We will eventually go that way, but right now everything will be just written in point slope. Number 2. Okay, so number 2, 3/4 is your slope, and 0, negative 2, so this is x1, y1.
Wouldn't that be plus 2 or number 2? Essentially the negative.
Okay, so I'm going to have y, the opposite of negative 2, so that's plus 2, equals your slope, which is 3/4, x. Now the opposite of 0. Some of you might say minus 0. Could I also put plus 0? Doesn't matter. Okay? Another better way to write this would be x plus 2 equals 3/4, and then just have an x here. Because when you subtract 0 or add 0, it really has no meaning on the problem. If you are going to type this in Math Excel, you need to type that second one in.
What's that say? I can't see that.
What part?
Or you circle.
That's the equation without the 0. Because if I add or subtract 0, it doesn't change your values.
Y plus 2
Equals 3/4 x. Okay, so number 3, instead of writing out the word slope, it has m equals, and it has your point, so this is x1, y1. Would somebody write that equation, or tell me what it is?
Y minus 2 equals negative 3 parentheses x plus 4.
Okay, make sure that your x matches in the parentheses with your x, and your y goes on the left side of the equal sign. Don't mix those up. Okay, so number 4. If I'm going to write that down, it would be y, what, Alex? Plus 3 equals, Alex, what goes next? What's your m? 0, x, positive 8 or negative 8? Negative 8. Okay, so we need to talk about this problem right here. What's 0 times anything? If you
0.
distributed that 0, it would just be 0 on that side, right?
It's y plus 3.
So this is y plus 3 equals 0. Now, where could I move this positive 3? To the other side, which would be y equals negative 3. That will be the acceptable answer on Math Excel.
Not y plus 3 equals 0.
Right, you can't include the 0 as your slope. Okay? What type of line is this? If you have a slope of 0, very similar to the opener, you had a slope of 0. Is that a vertical line or a horizontal line? It's a horizontal line. Okay? Okay, so if I give you a slope and a point, can you write that equation in point slope? Okay, well, we'll keep practicing. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is, I give you the equation. You have to tell me what the slope is. So you're going to list out your slope.
The slope is
Okay? You are going to list your ordered pair. And then we are going to graph it like we did last week. Okay? So there's 3 parts to this. So if I'm looking at this point slope formula, my slope is 1/2. And then this is where you have to be careful. Your ordered pair is x, y.
opposite.
So x is the opposite of negative 1. So it's 1 or positive 1. And your y is positive 3. And then you should be able to graph an ordered pair. So this is 1, 3. So it's right 1, up 3. And then a slope is 1/2. So I'm going to go up 1, right 2. So you're just counting the boxes. So I'm going up 1, right 2. How many points do I have to put to graph that line?
4.
2. You only need 2. You can put as many as you want on there, but you only need 2. And then connect them to make your line. These were my first 2 points, are right there. Okay.
It's over 1/3.
On number 6, what's your slope when all you have is this negative out in front here?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
So,
Calvin, what?
did we just choose the 1/3?
No, oh my god.
Did I just choose the 1, 3 here?
Did you get those? That was-
No, this is my x1 and this is my y1.
Oh,
Okay? So your x1 here is 2, so when I write it in my ordered pair, it is going to be
okay.
-2. And my y1 is -1, so this would be +1. Yep.
So
Go forward.
So when I graph this ordered pair, For those of you that keep messing up your ordered pairs, this is left and right first. So I'm going to go left 2 and then up 1.
Why'd you do that?
That's what she did on?
Negative one over
Why
one.
did you do that? I thought you did the slope first.
Nope. Always ordered pair first. Now, if this slope is -1, what's the number on the bottom?
One.
No.
It's gonna be one.
1. Because you keep yelling 0 to all my questions.
She said
Any kind of number is always over 1. So that means when I graph this, I'm going to go down 1 and then right 1. Could I have put the negative at the bottom?
yeah.
Yes, because it doesn't matter. So this could have been 1 over -1 if you wanted it that way. Okay, so 7 and 8, you don't have to graph them if you don't feel comfortable with that part, or especially if you're doing it in pen. But see if you can write down your ordered pair and your slope. So m equals, and then what's your ordered pair? And if you feel comfortable graphing it, do so. And if not, then wait. Or ask questions as I walk around.
Well, I feel like I did wrong.
Yeah, you see what it is.
Yeah, just write this equation. Did I do this right? So then,
Slope of -2 over 1.
I did that. No, you said we do this first.
I did.
I did do
Which
that.
is one? That
Right
point
here
right
at
there?
that point,
Yep.
and then we go. Hold up, what's going on? Wait, check mine. I think I did this right.
Okay, so
1,
there's
2
one.
to the left, up 1.
Rise over run.
Look,
I go up or down and then left to right. This one. What's your point? It's the opposite of those. Point is the opposite of your what's given to you. Okay, so this is 3. What's the opposite of 4? Yes.
You said my way. So is M right?
M was right. Yeah, M's right.
Is this right?
Why am I in my opposite?
Is this right?
This one?
Because it was
That's why she said that.
So why you move your thinking over here?
What you mean?
-3.
It's not negative.
It's opposite. Word is opposite. Remember she said. My mama word on the chairs.
Okay, so if we're looking at number 7, my slope should be -2, or if you wanted to put that as -2 over 1, you could. And your ordered pair is the opposite. So the opposite of -3 is 3. The opposite of +4 is -4. Graphing that. So from my origin, I'm going to go right 3 and down 4. And then you have a slope of -2 over 1. Remember, slope is rise over run. So I'm going to go down 2 and right 1. Or I could go up 2 and left 1, but this should be negative. It should be going down.
Cause what are you doing? That point is not all the way up there. That's positive 3 and 4.
Okay, so number 8 has a slope of 1/5
This way. Positive 3.
and has a point of positive 2, positive 3. So if I graph this, I'm going to go right 2 and up 3. And then your slope is up 1 and right 5. It looks like that. If you're confused on how to graph an ordered pair, that means you need to spend some time in the morning or after school with me, because that's previous knowledge that you're going to need help reviewing. Okay, the last type of problem is from a graph. So if I'm going to write this in point slope, from this graph I have to get a point and I have to get a slope. To graph a line, you have 2 points. Okay? So I'm going to write down those 2 ordered pairs. So it's -1, positive 2, and my other ordered pair is 1, 3. All I did was write down the 2 ordered pairs of the 2 points that I gave you. Now, you can use slope formula to write that, or you can count it. It always amazes me people that do more work, because slope formula would be more work. You should be able to count. How many did I go up? 1. And how many did I go over? 2. So your slope is 1/2.
I thought you were saying you got to do X line and Y line.
Now I'm gonna put it.
I am.
Oh, you were doing that?
That say 0,3? Or did that say 1?
That says 1, 3. Okay, now, if I have to write this in point slope, which point do I use? Do I use -1, 2, or do I use 1, 3? Which point do I use? Right, either one. It doesn't matter. Okay? And when you do these, you have to be able to write it with both points, because if it's a multiple choice question, you don't know which one I'm going to choose. So if I write it with the first point, it would be y minus 2 equals 1/2 x plus 1.
Because it has to be opposite.
Right. If I write it with the point 1, 3, I'm going to go y minus 3 equals 1/2 x minus 1.
You gotta write a both.
Yes. Well, when I ask you to write it, I don't care which one you do. Math Excel, it's going to force you to use one or the other.
I can't see that.
You need to move to the front seat.
What does it say, X plus 1?
No, it says x minus 1 on the second one, x plus 1 for the first one. Okay, on number 10, let's choose the point 0, 0, and choose the point -1, 1. There's actually 3 points there. You only need 2 points to write an equation of a line.
Because if everyone's 0, 0.
Mhm.
It's people have to hit something.
So what is your slope? Is your slope going to be positive or negative?
That's gonna be.
Positive.
No, it's going to be negative. And so it's down 1, so that's -1, and to the right 1. It's fine.
Because I got, I'm 1 over -1.
That's fine, same thing. That simplifies. -1 over 1 simplifies to what?
1.
No,
-1.
-1.
0.
Okay, write your equations.
Y.
Now, am I going to put -0 or +0, or don't put any 0?
You ain't got to put 0, just put
Correct.
equals.
You don't put any 0. And then I'm going to have -1 in parentheses, x. Is it going to be +0, -0, or no 0?
It's gonna be X, parentheses.
It's gonna be X parentheses.
Yes. Do you have to put the 1 here, or can you just put a negative out in front?
You can't just put a negative out.
You could just put a negative in front.
That's kind of the lines.
Point slope's the easiest form. If I use the -1, 1, I would have y minus 1 equals -1 x plus 1. That's a lot of ones.
It's recording.
Yep. So I can post it to Blackboard and YouTube.
Oh, I can
For
hear
kids absent? Oh yeah, everything you say. Okay, so number 11.
What was number 10?
We are going to do the 2 points that are given, and number 12, I'll go back. And number 12, we're going to do those 2 ordered pairs. So if nothing else, you write down your ordered pairs and your slope on 11 and 12. That's just your slope, so you're not choosing ordered pair and write the equation. You can go back and come back. Write down ordered pair.
Is this right?
Write down the slope.
Is this right?
I'll work my way there.
Would this be negative?
This is right.
So would this be opposite to this?
That's fine.
Oh, I got these words.
We did it as wrong.
Okay, you need to write down your ordered pair so I know which one you're doing. So are you working on this ordered pair or this one? This one. Okay, which is what? That ordered pair, if I just need that ordered pair, how do I go from this to that? Okay, so it'd be, okay. Okay, so if I do y, then I have to do the opposite of this y back into the yep. No, that was right. Equals. Now your slope, you can't write it as 3 over 1, you have to simplify it out as 3 over 1. It's 3 divided by 5. Absolutely, 3 there. Then your parentheses, x, and then the opposite of this x value. No, what's the x value? 1. Okay, so it's opposite of 1. Yes. Yep. Okay. So who's right? Yes.
Am I the one that's right?
Hold on, let me go over on Antonia and I'll come look at it. Okay, so on number
It went over 10 times.
11, You have two ordered pairs. This is 1, 2, and the other ordered pair is 2, 5. And you have a slope of 3/1, but Excel's not going to accept 3/1 because that reduces to 3. Okay, so if I use the first point, Cameron, what equation would I get for 1, 2? Y.
Y minus 5.
Okay, you did the other one. Y minus 5 equals.
3. And then x minus 2.
Okay, so that's using the ordered pair 2, 5 with the slope of 3. If I want to use the ordered pair 1, 2, what would it look like?
Y minus 2 equals 3 in parentheses x minus 1.
Okay, now, you really only have to have one of those two equations written down. Okay, I'm just writing them both down so you realize they're both going to give you the same line. Okay, on number 12, ordered pair. The first ordered pair is 0, 3, and the second ordered pair, I believe, is 5, 2, right? Or is it 6, 2? 5, 2? Okay. And you have a slope. Is this slope positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. So this is down 1, so that's -1/5. Or you could have 1/-5. It's the same thing. So choose a point and write the equation.
Y minus 2 equals
So you want the second point. So y minus 2 equals,
1 over -half in parentheses x minus 5.
okay? Choose the other point and write your equation, 0, 3.
Y minus 3 equals -1 or -1 over 5. And then x.
And then x. Yep. Because you don't put the 0.